So just on the way to the gym now to do Fury's strength and conditioning workout, as well as building your aerobic and anaerobic base. What's going on YouTube, it's Jason, and in this video we're going to be discussing Tyson Fury and specifically how he's got in shape for the Usyk fight. I say in shape because Tyson Fury in 99% of cases is out of shape. I'm sorry. He doesn't in any way, shape or form look like your traditional athlete. He looks like a pub lad, to be honest. I'm not fat shaming, I'm just stating facts. But he's dropped 15 pounds for this fight. He looks in much better shape than he did against Ngannou. And it's looking like it's going to be a great fight, to be honest. The winner's obviously going to be crowned heavyweight champion of the world, an undisputed heavyweight champion. So a lot is at stake, and he's taken this training camp very seriously, it seems. What I want to do is focus on the strength and conditioning and the nutritional changes that his camp has made to get him in shape for this fight, because that's my remit and that's the stuff that most interests me. So I'm going to head to the gym, show you his routine, and review what I think from a trainer's perspective is the most effective for this fight, and how he got his abs, his words, not mine, in preparation for this fight.
I've got abs! I've got abs!
Now, before I head to the gym, I wanted to speak about Tyson's nutritional structure. I'm not going to go into the specifics of what he eats because it's not really that important. When it comes to nutrition, really, it's about your total calorie intake being matched to your goals and then getting enough protein. And from there, your carbs and fats, you can move up and down according to preference. And your food choices, as long as the majority of what you eat is whole food, you can move around according to preference. I always tell my clients there is no magic diet. So Tyson's been doing calorie cycling and essentially doing something where he eats 3,000 calories on his rest days and 4,500 to 6,000 calories on his training days. In terms of fat loss, there is no better or worse way to do it. As long as your 7-day averages fall within a certain ballpark, you are going to get the results you want, whether you have 7 days exactly the same or you are cycling like Tyson does. The good thing with the way his nutritionist has set up his diet is that he's eating the majority of his food from whole food sources. I always say that, yes, calories in versus calories out determine fat loss and fat gain, but not all calories are created equal. 1,000 calories of Skittles will not fill you up and not do as much for your body as 1,000 calories of chicken. And if you're eating less but you're eating empty calories, you are more likely to lose more of your weight in muscle than fat, which for an athlete is bad news. So Tyson has been eating food from the ground, things like steaks, sausages and eggs, to make sure that he's fueling his performance and helping on his fat loss journey. From the information we have available, it looks like Tyson's having a cheat meal about once a week, and this is mainly for the psychological element of sticking to the program. You need to have something within your diet that allows for flexibility. Otherwise, in most cases, people lose their mind and end up binging. And obviously in Tyson's case, with a fight coming up in, I think his training camp was 6 or 8 weeks, he cannot afford to go off the rails, because we know Tyson likes to go off the rails. So it's more of a binge management strategy to throw in a cheat day every now and again. So just on the way to the gym now to do Fury's strength and conditioning workout, I just thought I'd throw in there another thing about his nutritional approach. A lot of people tend to do a low calorie, low burn approach. They want to lose body fat, they will just reduce their calories. But Fury, like a lot of athletes, does the opposite, a high burn, high calorie approach. So he'll be training somewhere in the region of 12 to 15 hours per week, around 3 hours per day. So maybe actually towards 20 hours a week, really. 2 to 3 hours per day, 6 days per week. And that will allow him to consume, if I were training Fury, I'll put him on somewhere between 4 and 4,500 calorie averages and still lose body fat. That is the approach he takes, rather than dropping his activity like most people do and maybe consuming something like 3,000 calories on average. It will allow you to consume more calories, but actually achieve a better body composition and performance. High calories and high burn. So, something just to think about, food for thought. Let's go in and get on with the session. So, Tyson starts each session with light cardio. either running or light shadow boxing, stretching, and or skipping. So I want to kick things off with skipping just to get the heart rate up. Typically, Tyson sessions last about an hour and a half, no more. Everything is focused on efficiency and power. Obviously, skipping is great cardio, good for hand and eye coordination, agility, as well as building your aerobic and anaerobic base. It's been a while since I skipped, man. So skipping done, Tyson starts off with upper body. So he kicks off with pull-ups. He tends to go for an underhand grip. So next on the menu for the Gypsy King is deadlifts. Now Tyson's a big boy. There's debate about how tall he actually is. Some people say 6'9", some people say 6'7". Either way, for tall people, deadlifts are not great because of their levers. But if you're trying to be a heavyweight champion, deadlifts are a non-negotiable really, because this is where all your power and stability and balance come from. So bearing in mind he's trying to be a boxer and not a bodybuilder, I'm assuming he won't be going for high reps. I'm going to be going for low power reps. So I'm going to shoot for about 3 to 5 of these. I also should add, a lot of the exercises that I'm doing are what I would describe as a mishmash workout. So essentially, Tyson and his trainer, I think it's Sugar Hill Steward, they don't put out the full routine on social media. What they do instead is they release like little videos or reels, and then they will release some information on articles like GQ or Men's Health. And so you kind of, well, the way I designed this workout is I pieced all of that stuff together and designed a strength training routine based on what I'm confident he definitely does in his training camp. But as to like the specific order or whether there are 1 or 2 more exercises, we don't know, because that stuff obviously is top secret to make him the heavyweight champ. Next on the menu we have bench presses. Once again, because power is the goal and not hypertrophy or muscle size, we're looking for 3 to 5 reps. This again is crucial for the punching power, your ability to be able to explode from your chest, whether it's a jab or a hook, becomes very important. So next on the menu we have goblet squats. I personally prefer goblet squats to back squats because back squats relies a lot on mobility between your hips and your calves and your Achilles. Again, Tyson's a very big man, and so I can imagine back squat being quite awkward for him because of his long limbs again. So what he does instead is goblet squats. This mirrors the front squat. Again, allowing you to get power in your legs and your core. If you think when you're boxing, you do a lot of ducking and weaving to duck under punches, but also to generate that power. Moving on, next is lunges. Again, super important. If you think about weaving and where Tyson will generate his power, lunges are very important. So what he does is single leg lunges and pulses. So he gets down, crouches, and swaps. Again, nice and explosive with these ones, making sure that you stay nice and springy at the bottom. So next on the menu is leg press. Believe it or not, Tyson spends a lot of time on his legs and has really, really strong quads. You wouldn't really know by looking at them because he's quite like tall, so his legs just look long rather than quite big. But he does do a lot of leg work. Again, super important for power and also movement and balance. Very, very important. So leg press, again explosive, 3 to 5. Next we have good old-fashioned lat pull down. Once again, if you're looking to dominate a fight, your pulling power is as important as your pushing power. Because we're looking for explosive reps, working our power, we're looking for reps again of 3 to 5. Very important when you pull down that you're exploding, because again, we want the muscles to be functional and be able to work quickly and powerfully under pressure. So after a tough weight session, Tyson finishes with some bodyweight circuits. I'm already at failure on a lot of my muscle groups, but yeah, I'll do a few sets of these press ups till failure and then dynamic planks, and then finish with some heavy bag work. Man, after a full weight session, those press ups feel much harder. Oh mate, I'm taxed. Cool, next, dynamic plank. Mate, I'm absolutely shattered. Final exercise is going to be 6 to 12 rounds of bag work, 1 minute rounds. They haven't got a heavy bag in this gym, so I'm gonna use a standard boxing bag. As it's quiet in the gym and no one's here, and I'm boxing, I'm gonna take my shirt off. Might as well get in the role, right? Let's make it happen. One more round. One more round. Done. Let's get out of here. So session done. The fight is actually late. It is 11 minutes past 11 on the 18th of May. I just thought I'd throw that out there because I realized I haven't made a prediction. So I wanted to make a prediction before the fight and then finish the rest of this video tomorrow once we get the actual result. So my head is saying Usyk. He's the guy on the up, to be honest. Tyson Fury didn't deliver against Ngannou. Some people say that was him on the decline. Personally, I think he just wasn't well prepared. So I think he's gonna pull his socks up and I think he's gonna come out fighting in this one because I think he wants to go out on a bang next year with AJ. So I'm gonna go for a Fury win, not a knockout. I want to say it's gonna go the distance and maybe points, but I want to go for a Fury win. Let's see what happens. So yeah guys, that is everything. As you can see from Fury's training program, it was very thorough and I think he left no stone unturned in his preparation. In terms of the result, I think he just lost focus. I know he's a little bit silly and likes to kind of showboat and be arrogant, but in the first few rounds, he was being silly and sticking his tongue out and stuff, and he wasn't even winning the rounds. I think he got distracted, and truth be told, I don't think he's the same fighter that fought Wilder, and to be honest, battered Wilder. If that Fury came into this fight, I think he would have won. I think his tactics were a little bit off. I mean, someone like Usyk is so quick. If you're going to beat him, you have to dominate him. You have to assert yourself, and he didn't. He stood off him, and Usyk, to be frank, just picked him apart. He had a little rant at the end and saying that Usyk got the victory because he was Ukrainian and they're going through war. It's complete nonsense. The guy got absolutely battered, to be honest. Usyk, well-deserved victory. In terms of the rematch, who do I think is going to win? Will there even be a rematch? Does Usyk have any incentive to give Tyson Fury a rematch? In my view, no. The guy's an undisputed heavyweight champ. He's dominated Joshua twice. He's now dominated Fury. What else has he got left to prove? Does he need the money? No, he's fine. If I were him, I would just bow out. 37 is no joke. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about the result, whether you think it was fair, and what you think the rematch result is going to be. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Don't forget to like it if you did. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon.